It finally happened. We hit 10,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. And because I did a Q&A at 5,000 subscribers, I thought I would do another one at 10K. But I didn't think about asking you guys to send me questions, so I just found random questions on the internet that I thought I would answer that maybe you find interesting. Okay, first question. Do you do YouTube full time? No, I don't. I feel like it would be kind of silly to do YouTube full time at 10,000 subscribers. But it is a large part of my business in terms of using it as a marketing tool for some of my Notion content. I will say I do get a little bit of money from YouTube, but it is just a part of my business. The other parts of my business is I do marketing consulting and video production for small businesses locally in my area. And for the last 8 years, I've been running a local organization helping small businesses learn marketing as well as hosting events. I recently decided I'm not going to be doing events as much anymore, so I'm kind of going to be dedicating more of my time to this account. If you didn't notice, I kind of recently changed the name as well to Notion for ADHD entrepreneurs. I'm really hoping that that is going to be kind of the new direction of this channel, is helping small businesses and entrepreneurs with whether it's marketing or Notion or any type of content. And I really want to focus specifically on ADHD entrepreneurs who tend to have a little bit more troubles with certain things. And I will say a lot of ADHDers want to be entrepreneurs as well. So if you're interested in entrepreneurship, that's kind of going to be the focus of this channel moving forward. What are your biggest hobbies? I have a lot of hobbies. I love a lot of different things. A few of my favorite hobbies are, number one, I absolutely love to read. I've done a few reading videos on this account, but I absolutely love to read. I read about 30 to 40 books a year, and they're usually nonfiction. I don't know why. I can like super hyper focus when I read, and I've always loved reading my entire life. I don't like writing though that much, but I do want to write a book at some point. That's just gonna be really hard for me to sit down and write because it's just not my thing. Another hobby that I love is singing. I'm really into music, and a lot of people are surprised by this, but I've always loved singing. I was in choir and theater growing up. I also do karaoke with my friends every month, and I absolutely love that. Another thing I absolutely am obsessed with is I'm really good at trivia. So trivia, pop culture trivia, that sort of thing is something that I really love. What advice would you give to someone starting a business with ADHD? This is a great question because I feel like it's just an innate thing for a lot of ADHDers to want to make a business. I think really focusing on a niche. When I first started this YouTube channel, I didn't really have a niche and it was hard, but the thing about a niche is it can be as wide or as deep as you want it to be, right? So at first when I started this channel, I was doing everything and it just wasn't growing. So this is the same with business. If you're doing too many things, which again, you know, being a multi-potentialite or having a ton of different things, you can tend to overextend yourself and really be a little bit all over the place. You know, businesses take a long time to grow. Marketing is a huge part of businesses. So if you're not willing to market yourself, your business is not going to grow. You're not going to have enough cash. You're not going to be able to grow it. So learning how to market yourself at the beginning, especially when you don't have a budget for it, is very important. Building your network. I always tell people this, whether you're job searching or you're growing a business, knowing people and finding people that can not only be a good connection, can share your message, but also becomes business friends. I go to networking events quite a bit, and that has been a huge reason for my growth. What are the biggest struggles I have with ADHD? Okay, so I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I would say the biggest ones I have are memory. So remembering that things exist. So object permanence is a big one for me. Emotional regulation, getting stuck and not seeing out. Time management, which again, I try to help with Notion, but sometimes that doesn't always work. Being kind of loud and really just knowing social cues has been rough for me. I've gotten a little bit better at it, but it's still not the best. Being indecisive and not making up my mind, wanting to do it all and burning out. There's a lot of things that I struggle with, and I'm constantly trying every single day to find hacks for myself. I'm trying to teach hacks, and everything that I learn, I try to share on this channel. What are some common mistakes that ADHD entrepreneurs make? I would say focusing on the wrong thing is something that we tend to do. Is we go down rabbit holes or we get sucked into things. This is something at least I have dealt with, is sometimes I spend way too much time on something that isn't actually benefiting me. This can be true with Notion too. Sometimes I'll just spend a lot of time on Notion and I'm like, I should be doing something else. So don't use Notion as a I call it procrastivity, which is procrastination mixed with activity. It's an activity that makes you feel like you're doing something, but you're actually procrastinating. So I've done that many, many, many times in my life, in my career, and that's something that I would not recommend. What do you want to do with your life? This is a question that I've been asked, and I think everyone has been asked their whole life, is what do you want to do for your career? And I'm in my 30s now. And honestly, I want to keep doing what I'm doing, but just growing it. I want to, start doing more public speaking and doing more with Notion. I mentioned I want to write a book at some point. I would absolutely love to continue growing this channel, growing my Notion content, as well as all of my social medias. I love social media, even though it can be very addicting. Yeah. All right. What do you think about the TikTok ban? If you don't know, I am on TikTok, and I actually just did a video with my friend Caroline. You should go watch it. It's on her channel. She talks a lot about the TikTok ban. It's like an hour-long video, but my part is about 5 minutes. It's in the middle of it, and there is a bookmark, so you can definitely check that out. But that is, to me, I feel like there's so much going on in the world right now. I don't know if they'll actually go through with passing it, but it could happen, and I do think TikTok will figure some sort of solution out. Otherwise, a lot of people I feel like are jumping to YouTube, which is exciting. Welcome if you're just joining me on YouTube, or if you are maybe a new creator on YouTube. I think that this is a great platform, and I actually really am glad that they have shorts now, because I do think that has brought a lot more people to the channel. At first I wasn't sure about shorts, but I do think they are a good thing to have on YouTube as kind of an additional thing for TikTok. All right, this question is, what is my morning routine? This is a good question. I need to do a video on this because it's changed a lot. The one that I really recently started doing is I try to go on the treadmill every morning. I just started it today, so we'll see if it sticks, but I try to walk every single day. And one of my goals for a long time was 7,500 steps, and now I'm really gonna do 10,000 steps a day. To me, walking is one of the best things you can do. And if you didn't know, I'm on a weight loss journey. I have been for the last 3 years. I kind of lost a bunch of weight, and I have gained a lot of it back. So my goal is to get back in shape. I also want to start working on meal prep so that I don't have to, one of the things that happens to me is every single day, I'm like, what am I going to eat today? Planning food is very hard for me. Planning grocery shopping, that sort of thing, and then all of a sudden running out of something. So I'm hoping, I literally just today bought some meal prep containers because I want to start meal prepping more. And that's something that I'm hopefully going to work on and do that on the weekends. Like a normal, neurotypical person, like my brother and his wife, they do it every single weekend. And I'm like, I never thought about that. Would help me a lot. I wouldn't have to think about what I'm eating. So is my morning routine. I usually shower. I usually eat breakfast. Lately I've had oatmeal, but I'm trying to get away from oatmeal. And then I'm going to start doing other things. And then for lunch, I have a salad, which maybe I'll share at some point, but that is one of my favorite things. What are your thoughts on Notion in the future? I think Notion isn't going anywhere. I think there are some great new tools coming out, but I have my entire life in Notion, and a lot of the other Notion creators do as well. Everyone's gonna have a different tool that they like. I just still love Notion, and I don't see myself leaving it anytime soon. Notion to me is consistently growing, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. There's still a lot of people that have never heard of Notion, so one of my goals is to continue to show Notion to new people. What are the new things you're gonna be doing this year when it comes to Notion and or future projects? I have some ideas for future projects, but I'm also just kind of wait for inspiration to strike. I wanna obviously continue to promote Notion Foundation's All Access. And I want to continue to sell my templates, but make them even better. And now that I have this more new focus on ADHD entrepreneurs, I feel like that is going to really help me with the content moving forward. Before it was just for any ADHDers, but what I really wanted was to focus specifically on business owners. I myself am a business owner, and I work mostly with business owners, so that has been really important for me to do, is to have business owners at the forefront of my mind, especially ADHD entrepreneurs. So that's kind of my focus this year, is now that I've niched down a little bit further, coming up with more content for that. What is a piece of advice for an ADHDer or anyone in general? This is probably my favorite quote, and I don't know who said it or if I made it up, but the quote is, "Life is a numbers game." And I say this all the time to people, but you have to kind of believe it. Basically, when you do anything, you're giving it one attempt. And honestly, one out of however many attempts you're gonna do is a very low number. you have to start doing numbers in order to see results. So for example, I just hit 10,000 subscribers, but that was after posting hundreds of videos. That didn't happen overnight. It took me 3 years to grow this channel to 10,000 subscribers. But if I hadn't posted any videos, it would have stayed at, I think it was at like 800 subscribers when I first started posting consistently. Like, it wouldn't have changed. So it's like sometimes some videos will do well and some won't. There's a couple of videos on my channel that have over 10,000 views and some that have a couple hundred. And so you might strike out every once in a while, just like in baseball, but the more that you put out there, the more you're probably gonna get something back. So life is a numbers game. You never know what's gonna happen. That's kind of a bunch of questions I randomly thought of. Again, I wanted to just do a quick video celebrating 10,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys at the next one when we hit 20,000, but thank you guys so much for subscribing. Let me know in the comments what content you want to see from me, especially now that we're doing more stuff with entrepreneurs. I want to do more marketing content, more business content, but I want to know what you guys want to see. So make sure to subscribe below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.